This is the LFA 168 preliminary card, live on Facebook and YouTube. No better way to kick off the action than with the big boys in the heavyweight division. And a matchup between Badou, Zaky, and Bailey Schoenfelder. Tell of the tape powered by Smart Stop. Zaky is 31 years old. Schoenfelder at 23 is 8 years younger. Both athletes stand 6'3", and Zaky weighed in 25 pounds, Schoenfelder weighed in 25 pounds lighter. He will have a 2-inch reach disadvantage. Ron Kruk and Gil Melendez with you tonight here at the Mystic Lake Casino and Hotel for LFA 168. To get the action rolling, here is the voice of the LFA Octagon, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for these LFA 168 preliminary bouts. This one scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA heavyweight division. Brought to you tonight by Smart Stop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler stands 6'3", weight in 218.2 pounds. He holds a professional record, 3 wins, 0 defeats, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout and 1 by way of submission. Representing Kill Cliff FC, fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, Bailey Berserk Schoenfelder. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a mixed martial artist standing 6'3", weight in 243.8 pounds. Tonight, he is making his professional debut. Representing American top team, Team Lima, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Dakar, Senegal, Badou Zaky. Your referee in charge of the action, Rob Madrigal.
Badou. All right, gentlemen, I need you to protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard, but fight clean. You want to touch gloves, do it now. Back up and we'll get started.
Badou Zaky making his professional MMA debut tonight. He is the underdog at plus 185. Bailey Schoenfelder, the favorite at minus 220. Odds, of course, courtesy of Bet Online. Gil, this one has the making of what could be a train wreck.
Train wreck, exactly. The size of these two men, they're big and they're definitely powerful. Zaky goes in for a takedown. Schoenfelder defends it. Zaky's still on it.
Looking for the single leg, and Schoenfelder showing some nice balance. Bailey Schoenfelder, 3-0, the cousin of former NFL linebacker Chad Greenway, who played 11 years at linebacker here in Minnesota for the Vikings.
And Zaky using his weight, just leaning on the arms of Schoenfelder, trying to scoop up that single leg. Gets the back of Schoenfelder. Schoenfelder trying to peel the grip here to get away. Very big wrestling battle going on.
Schoenfelder played 3 years himself at linebacker at the University of Minnesota, was an academic All-Big Ten athlete 4 times.
Wow, that's impressive.
Very impressive. Explosive start to his pro MMA career as well.
Yeah, I find most football players who transition MMA, they all seem to be like linebackers, defensive ends, safeties, guys who like to hit. Like to hit,
exactly. Like to lay the lumber.
Big win for Schoenfelder, being able to neutralize the takedown of Zaky. Oh, Zaky, beautiful level change to that single.
Nice transition, level change, and now looking for the takedown. Zaky, 31 years old, went 1-0 in the LFA as an amateur, but this is his professional debut. Wrestling, taekwondo, and judo background, a black belt in taekwondo and a brown belt in judo. Glad you could be a part of the action here in Minnesota for LFA 168. What's awesome about this arena, Gil, is, I mean, we are right on top of the action.
Oh, this is a front row seat, beautiful seat.
Unreal, and here they come right in front of us on cue. And the referee, Rob Madrigal, he'll reset him.
He almost pantsed him out there. You know, Schoenfelder's doing getting better at neutralizing this takedown, right? Zaky is 0 for 3 and really put a lot of energy in trying to take him down. Schoenfelder being disciplined neutralizing the takedown. Now he's able to pick his shots a little better. You can see he's reading the takedown and letting his hands go more. Zaky's gonna need to get some respect on the feet with the striking.
Looking for that takedown, and somehow Schoenfelder still on his feet.
How did he get out of that? Oh, the beautiful knee.
That knee caught Zaky. She was coming up, but he continues to forge forward, looking for a takedown. Another knee lands from Schoenfelder. And now Zaky's on his back for the first time here in the opening round.
I like how Schoenfelder's trying to pass the guard, not jumping into the guard, throwing the legs to the side. Mean hammer fist.
Schoenfelder 3-0, training with Killcliff FC. Of course, Henry Hooft, Greg Jones. Hammer fist now from the 23-year-old.
Schoenfelder in a very good position right here. This is the half guard. Zaky not really fighting back that well. This is great opportunity. Vicious crown and pound for Schoenfelder.
Schoenfelder dropping some bombs. Another one gets through. Hammer fist. It's hammer time right now for Bailey Schoenfelder. Gets through the guard again. Badou, Zaky in a lot of trouble covering up. Bailey Schoenfelder looking to end this fight, and he does! That is all. Bailey Schoenfelder remains undefeated with a first round victory. His third first round finish, Gil.
Very impressive for Schoenfelder, neutralizing the first takedowns of Zaky. Those were very tough attempts by Zaky, really pushing the single leg, really using all his energy, but Schoenfelder stayed true to his game plan, neutralized the takedown. Once he started reading that takedown, started landing some beautiful strikes. Ultimately, Zaky took a shot, pull guard. Schoenfelder started showing out with some vicious hammer fist, ground and pound. Impressive performance, 4-0, 4 finishes. That looks good on the resume.
Absolutely, this is a young top prospect here in the LFA. Now 4-0, as Gil said, 2-0 in the LFA, went 2-0 in Bellator as well, and he continues to evolve.
Definitely on the radar.
Comes in as Tapology's #1 ranked heavyweight in North and South Dakota. Let's take a look at what really was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, he neutralized the takedown, framed with that forearm. You see that? He framed with that forearm, and he kept doing that all fight. Was able to land a vicious knee from there, a vicious elbow from there. And again, neutralizing and stuffing the takedowns of Zaky, what was key tonight. Very good takedown defense. You know, if you're a great striker, it doesn't mean nothing if you can't defend a takedown. If you're able to defend the takedown, then you can let your hands go. And he stuck to the game plan, neutralize the takedown, and then go for the kill.
Very impressive win. I like the celebration. Meh, not bad. The Killcliff FC product. Bailey Schoenfelder, only 23 years old. As I said, the cousin of former NFL linebacker Chad Greenway. Man, remember the name because Bailey Schoenfelder has arrived. Let's now make it official. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Rob Madrigal, calls a stop to this fight. 4 minutes, 5 seconds in the very first round, declaring a winner by TKO, Bailey Schoenfelder.
The Bailey Schoenfelder hype train is gaining momentum. Improves to a perfect 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the LFA. You're watching the LFA 168 preliminary card here on Facebook and YouTube. Ron Kruk and Gilbert Melendez with you tonight. LFA 168 from Prior Lake, Minnesota. Battle of Minnesota in the main event tonight when Sean McPadden meets Mitch McKee. Here's a preview.
Hi, I'm Mitch McKee, and I'm fighting in the main event of LFA 168 tonight. I'm originally from Becker, Minnesota. Started wrestling when I was 4 years old and high school, I won 3 state titles. I won 5 national titles in freestyle and Greco. I made 4 world teams for Team USA and took silver in 2017 at the Junior Freestyle World Championships. And then I went on to wrestle at the University of Minnesota, and then I was an All-American there. Now moving down to Florida for fighting.
Just like that.
I wanted this fight because I want to keep challenging myself. I want to keep facing better opponents, and I just want to keep improving my game.
Sean Lucky!
Hey guys, my name's Sean McPadden. I'll be fighting in the main event for LFA 168. So originally, I'm from Corcoran, Minnesota. Growing up, playing sports, I was a hockey guy through and through. I played 14 years of puck, and I've always been that gritty guy in the corners, willing to be able to get down and dirty. I definitely have led a handful of teams in penalty minutes. I actually got suspended from my high school team. I was just getting in trouble as a kid. I needed somewhere to put all the energy that I did have, and I found this sport, and it's been an absolute blessing in my life.
Oh!
I am a top 15 bantamweight in the world, so anybody in the regional scene ain't that. I'm ready for my shot. It's just a matter of time at this point.
Merciless Mitch McKee!
Me and my opponent being from Minnesota, I think definitely makes it bragging rights for the state.
And I was so excited. You know, I put on for my city here. I'm gonna make this place vibrate. It's gonna be so loud. I'm so pumped.
Mitch McKee remains unbeaten.
I don't think there's really much feeling out with me, you know. If you ask my coaches, I'm 100% swinging all the time.
It looks tight. Oh, he's got his hands locked. There's the tap. Over and out.
I'm a gladiator in here. I fight with 2 swords and a dagger. There's no room for a shield. I go out there, I get the kill. I take people's souls. That's what I do.
Well, I'm excited, Gil. I cannot wait. What a matchup in the LFA Bantamweight division. Sean McPadden comes in with a 6-1 record. Mitch McKee, spotless, 4-0. Good old-fashioned rivalry fight here in Minnesota, Gil. And we begin with that man, merciless Mitch McKee, the All-American wrestler from the University of Minnesota.
Yeah, this All-American wrestler loves his power double leg, slamming his opponents to the mat, taking them to the center of the octagon, neutralizing their submissions, controlling them, vicious ground and pound on top. And in the striking department, he has a mean overhand right, and he's very comfortable in the chaos. He embraces it. Big exchanging punches. But what I like most about him, he said, he's like, I want a challenge. I keep leveling up when I step into the octagon. I'm constantly evolving. I've been working on my striking. I know I'm gonna have to use it against my opponent, and he's ready for it.
And he will get a challenge from that man, Sean McPadden, Tapology's #1 ranked bantamweight in Minnesota.
This guy is an all-around seasoned mixed martial artist with 17 amateur fights, 7 pro fights. He has fought his whole life. He can get it done in the striking department, and in the grappling department, he's such a scrambler. I love that about him. Always getting up off a bottom, or he'll take you down, but he's always searching for your neck. Very comfortable, very confident. He has a ton of experience. He believes that's going to play a huge factor, and I couldn't agree more.
Possible title implications on the line in that main event, but the LFA 168 preliminary action, we now move on to the featherweight division. Griffin Parriott clashes with Tyler Mathison. Tail of the tape, powered by Fred Loyola Insurance. It's Parriott's birthday tonight. Happy birthday, just turned 26. Mathison is 5 years his elder. Parriott is 3 inches taller. Both athletes hit the 145-pound mark, and Mathison will have a 3-inch reach advantage. Ron Kruk and Gilbert Melendez with you tonight. Let's get the action going. Back inside to Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Featherweight division. Brought to you tonight by Fred Loyola Insurance. Get an instant quote at fredloya.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This wrestler stands 5'5", weighed in 145.4 pounds. He holds a professional record 4 wins, 2 defeats, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Extreme Couture and Star BJJ, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of St. Cloud, Minnesota, Tyler Mathison. His opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a wrestler standing 5'8", weighed in 145.8 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with both of those wins coming by way of submission. Representing the Academy and fighting out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, Griffin Parriott. Your referee in charge of the action, Chris Claviter.
All right, fighters, we went over the rules backstage. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you'd like to touch gloves, do so now. Go to your corners, come out ready to fight.
Tyler Mathison and Griffin Parriott, LFA Featherweight action underway. Parriott's got the red tape, blue trunks. Mathison, blue tape and the black shorts.
Ron, these two are ready. Parriott was hammering the floor with this fist. Mathison was looking right at him.
Parriott training with the Academy here, and he shoots in, and beautiful takedown, and keeps Mathison on the canvas. I thought he was going to get up quickly there, Gil, but Parriott able to hold him down.
Yeah, good observation right there. Mathison tried to Granby roll out of the double, going with the momentum, but Parriott grabbed him tight by the waist and was able to hold him down. Now he's looking to pass the side mount here. Great position, great start for Parriott.
Well, this kid is a finisher as he gets a couple elbows in. 26 years old, 2-0. Both victories coming in the very first round.
Oh, beautiful reshot. As soon as his opponent stood up, he threw that jab and took him down again. Now he's in a front headlock, dropping some knees.
Right in front of us. Tonight was not the night to wear a white shirt. I'm just telling you that right now, folks.
It was a bloody spill earlier, man. It's going down tonight.
It sure was.
Mathison with the good uppercut on that break. Back to his feet now. Able to neutralize those 2 takedowns of Parriott. A lot of energy on those takedowns. Parriott with the third.
Oh.
Still scrambling here.
Tyler Mathison comes in with a 4-2 record. Training at Extreme Couture and Start BJJ in Vegas. Earned a decision win last December, so been on the shelf a little bit. Comes in with a 1-1 record in the LFA.
Great grappling exchange. Parriott in the half guard, trying to get the arm triangle. Not too sure how tight this is.
Plenty of time to operate. Mathison survives, gets back up on his feet. We will restart in the center of the octagon. A little blood coming from the nose of Griffin Parriott. Halfway through the opening round, LFA 168 preliminary action.
This is the Iranian position right here where Parriott's at. That's he had a single leg. Now he's kind of up here, and he has to be careful of a triangle from here. Now he's not in danger because 2 arms are in or 2 arms are out. Still scrambling for the takedown here. Parriott's been pretty much unstoppable with his takedowns. 3 for 3, 4 for 4. Oh, stalemate. Wow. That's a wrestling stalemate right there. Mathison right back in his face. Pushing forward.
Do you agree with that restart?
I would like to see it play out. I mean, in wrestling, you would call that a stalemate, but I'm not completely mad. Both guys were holding on.
And now Mathison punching his way in.
Maybe Mathison thinks that Parriott's a little tired from the takedowns, and this is his opportunity. He thinks Parriott is depending on those takedowns. If he can get him tired from wrestling, he can start imposing his striking will. Beautiful
I think you're spot
overhand
on, Gil. Mathison landed a couple shots, nice level change.
He's getting mean with it, too.
Yeah. But he...
Single leg to the Iranian again. This time Parriott trying to finish.
Yeah, that was too easy of a takedown.
This time hooking the leg with his own leg. Do you notice that? That was an adjustment here. Mathison with the zone adjustment using his heel, a la Hoist Gracie.
Wow. "45 seconds to go. Still plenty of time to operate." Oh, and now Griffin Parriott, half guard. Beautiful transition.
Yes, I'm glad we got to let that Iranian play out. You know, we didn't let it the first time. And, you know, not against the ref for that. That wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm glad it got to play out this time, and we were able to see a nice little scramble there.
Griffin Parriott, the 3-time NCAA National Championships qualifier, wrestled at Purdue University.
That's impressive.
Sorry, Gil, 3-time Minnesota High School State Wrestling champ as well. Very
That's old.
Outside every time.
Outside.
Water.
You need to work on that movement off the cage, right? He's trying to cut you off, get you to the cage. Here's the thing, if you feel like you're in danger because he's swinging power, clinch. Okay. He's got nothing for your wrestling. Right. Clinch up, switch position, and move.
Yeah. Let it go. I don't know.
A couple of incredible coaches giving their fighters instructions. Greg Nelson representing the Academy in Griffin Parriott's corner, and the great Brock Larson with Tyler Mathison. We are set for round number 2, LFA Featherweight division. Mathison blue tape, black shorts, and Parriott with the red tape and blue trunks.
I give Parriott that first round, but Mathison in great shape, big overhand right.
And escapes the single leg takedown. Nice level change, avoids the kick. Mathison seems very fresh. Parriott dives in for another takedown.
That's a great point you brought up, Ron. I do think Mathison does look fresh. He got taken down, but he's conserved his energy, didn't fight the takedowns too hard, neutralized the top game of Parriott, and seems like he has his win under him. And Parriott's using a lot of energy wrestling as well, but still winning. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful body lock throw.
The power displayed with that throw. How impressive.
Super impressive. Throws a hook in, looks like he's gonna take the back. Mathison rolls to his back in order to not get his back taken. More wrestling scrambles. Mathison back to his feet though.
Mathison, 2 knockouts out of his 4 victories. Ooh. Parriott got the uppercut through, but right straight from Mathison.
Guillotine by Mathison.
Oh my.
Looks tight.
Look at this opportunity. Can Parriott escape? He's twisting.
He twisted
and he
out of
does.
That. Wow, what a scramble. Oh, Parriott wants a choke of his own.
He goes right into a submission attempt. Wow, great action on the canvas.
And I'll give it to Parriott. He's keeping a very, very tough wrestler pace up. Again, wrestling matches are 7 minutes in NCAAs because it's hard to wrestle for that long. And he is pushing that pace, wrestling and wrestling. Mathison with the opportunity to disengage, but he stays wrestling the wrestler. I would advise him to disengage and keep it on the feet and not go into Parriott's world, which is the wrestling. But here he is doing a great job throwing his hook in. Who am I to say? Who am I to say?
You've got the right to say anything you want. So we're past the midway point, 2nd round.
Big moment for Mathison here.
Yes.
Halfway through the round, he needs to still it back. The fight's halfway over. He needs to take over and and get back in this fight. Has the hooks in.
Wow, hooks in, flattens him out. Opportunity for 31-year-old Tyler Mathison dropping some bombs, and Griffin Parriott in some trouble. And that's it! This fight is over. Tyler Mathison. Big upset here in Minnesota tonight for the 31-year-old South St. Cloud, Minnesota, now fighting out of Las Vegas in Extreme Couture. Wow, big win.
Big win for Mathison. You know, the Gracies just say you got to cook them a little. You know, I think Mathison was very disciplined and didn't use his energy, was very efficient, knew the wrestler was going to take him down. The wrestler used a lot of energy, you know, and Mathison saw his opportunity as opening, and I think Parriott was a little fatigued, as well as Mathison had a game plan, stuck to it. Some vicious ground and pound.
Vicious ground and pound is right. Tyler Mathison comes over. Well, he ruined Griffin Parriott's birthday celebration, but it happens. And look over across the octagon, Gil, and Griffin Parriott is just still on his knee. He's really frustrated. He had an opportunity, as a great shot there from our crew, had an opportunity to maybe steal this fight and end it in the first round. But I think you were spot on, Gil. Looked like he gassed out a little bit with all those takedowns and submission attempts. Let's take a look at it.
Eventually, you know, Parriott was taking shots to defend the striking. Instead of blocking and boxing, he was taking a shot to defend the striking. Mathison was getting a read, beautiful sprawl, transitions to the back, gets both hooks in, throws his own hips in, flattens out Parriott, looks for the choke, but now just starts doing some vicious ground and pound punch after punch. Parriott was stuck, fatigued, hurt. The ref saw, jumped in.
Good stoppage. Over 4 years since his last LFA appearance, Tyler Mathison returns and earns his 3rd win in a row tonight. Let's get the official time. Here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chris Klebeter calls a stop to this fight. 3 minutes, 1 second into the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, Tyler Mathison.
Tyler Mathison. Big win for the 31-year-old. Celebrates there with Coach Brock Larson and teammates. 5th career win.
Huge win.
Yeah, man.
Huge win.
I mean, that was a very impressive performance. Survived, went through some adversity, Gil, and then was able to close the deal.
Yeah, beautiful job of just staying composed. You know, like, you know, we may say, hey, you were down, you're losing. He will say, that was all part of my plan. Weather the wrestling storm, neutralize it eventually, which he did. And then he turned it around and did a great job.
2 LFA 168 preliminary bouts in the books. We got 1 more to go. If you haven't done so, sign up now at UFCFightPass.com. Your exclusive home for the Legacy Fighting Alliance LFA 168 tonight from the Mystic Lake Casino and Hotel in Prior Lake, Minnesota. And here is a look at the card, Gil. Man, we have some fun fights in store tonight. Minnesota's own Bobby Lee will set the record for the most appearances in the LFA octagon. This will be his 11th bout in the LFA, taking on former LFA title challenger from St. Louis, Lucas Clay. We have a couple of undefeated prospects who will be entering into the octagon as well. As you see with Wang Lei, he will get the action going of 5-0, and very impressive Ang Tuan Ho. He's been a human highlight reel so far in his LFA career. Gil, what fight or maybe fighters are you excited to see in action?
Well, I'm very excited to see Keegan Genrick. I've seen him fight a couple times now, and this youngster is always in shape, and he's a complete mixed martial artist, a long, tall, lightweight. Fights very good from the outside, straight punches, kicks. As soon as someone closes the distance, he'll slam them down. And he also knows how to do jiu-jitsu very well off his back, landing good triangles, arm bars from there as well. It's very rare someone can have the very good top game and a bottom game.
Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, you call it the former University of Wisconsin wrestler and BJJ black belt, Keegan Genrick. He's going for his 5th victory in a row. The former champ in the house over here, Thomas Peterson, coming over to say hello. LFA 168 rolls on. And speaking of rolling on, a busy fall for the Legacy Fighting Alliance when it's back to Big D on Friday, October 6th. LFA number 169 going down. While the eyes of the college football world will turn their attention to the Red River rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma that weekend, we've got MMA's version of the Red River rivalry when the Lone Star Kid, Landry Ward, defends his Texas turf against Oklahoma product Alfred Walker. That is the main event, of course. LFA 169 streaming live on UFC Fight Pass. We check out some of the other action. It looks like we will have Fortis MMA product Elijah Johns back in action. Going down the card here, 24-year-old prospect Kevin Fernandez is back, looking for his 4th consecutive victory. 25-year-old Alden Cobra Korea, he's back. 5 finishes and 6 victories. And we will also see the return of Melissa Croden, the young Canadian who is now training in Texas with LFA alum and current UFC fighter Haley Cowan. And then we are back to the high country. We will move on to Vail, Colorado for LFA number 170 on October 27th. There is the main event, the Elevation Fight teams, Harris Talunzik from Colorado and Romania's Daniel Frunzov, originally from doing his fights he's originally from Romania. Thank you, and we will be back. That will be LFA 170 back in the ski resort town of Vail, Colorado. Tickets available at lfatix.com for that one. And of course, all LFA events stream live on UFC Fight Pass. Final preliminary fight here in Minnesota, and it's going to be a good one. We move to the flyweight division and a matchup between former UFC champion Alex Pereira's sister, Aline Pereira, and Cheyanne Bowers. The tail of the tape presented by Tough Shed. Pereira is 32, Bowers 3 years younger, and she is 4 inches shorter. Both athletes tip the scales at 125. And Pereira is 4 inches longer in the arms. Ron Kruk and Gilbert Melendez with you here tonight for LFA 168. Let's get the official fighter introductions. Once again, here's Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final preliminary bout here at LFA 168, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA Women's Flyweight division, brought to you tonight by Tough Shed, built to last. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This grappler and kickboxer stands 5'5", weighed in 125.2 pounds. She holds a professional record, 1 win, 1 defeat. That win coming by way of submission. Representing Next Edge Academy and fighting out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota by way of St. James, Minnesota, Cheyanne the Boss Bowers. Her opponent across the octagon, fighting out of the red corner, is a kickboxer standing 5'9", weighed in 125.6 pounds. She holds a professional record, 1 win, 1 defeat. Representing Teixeira MMA and Fitness, fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Aline Pereira. Your referee, Chris Cleveter.
All right, fighters, we went over the rules backstage, but obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you'd like to touch gloves, do so now. Go to your corners, come out ready to fight.
Aline Pereira is your favorite according to Bet Online at -145. The comeback on the slight underdog, Cheyanne Bowers, is +125. LFA Flyweight division, Pereira, 3 months after getting her first win in MMA, looking to keep her win streak going here tonight. And not surprisingly, Gil Bowers gets the kickboxer down on the ground. That was pretty much going to be her game plan, the purple belt in BJJ.
A successful takedown for Bowers. Lots of movement, trying to close the distance. Aline fired some great shots off. Bowers, level change. Now she's in the side mount position after her takedown. Trying to control this position, ride Aline a little bit, maybe wear her, get her tired here. Don't try to move to mount right away. Don't try to advance, ride the bull, wear a little bit. It's the beginning of the fight, which is what I would like to do.
Take your time. She's coming off a round 2 rear naked choke victory back in April.
You could see Bowers trying to advance at the mount position, sliding her knee across the body of Aline. But Pereira bridging out, trying to get up. Bowers not letting her, trying to take her back here.
Action right in front of us as Pereira struggling to get back up on the feet, and Bowers says, "You're going nowhere."
Aline's doing a good job, though. Bowers may be too high and slip off. This is the battle to stay on the back here. Can she stay on the back, or will she slip off? Bowers regains control. Big scramble win for her.
Absolutely. I thought Pereira was out of that. And then Bowers.
Yeah, she had the potential to escape, but Bowers did a great job of staying on the back and establishing position here. Now she's in a great position. But again, Aline Pereira is very composed here. She needs to be defensive and make sure that she doesn't get submitted, make sure no significant strikes come in, and look for her opportunity to escape.
3-time Glory kickboxing veteran Aline Pereira, 1-1 in MMA. We've seen this in both her fights here in the LFA. Her opponents have taken the kickboxer down as soon as they were able to. They don't want to stand with the striking specialist, but look at Cheyanne Bowers now, getting some shots through the guard.
Yeah, she's really controlling the wrist of Aline Pereira. Now she let go. Now Aline Pereira is doing a great job of not getting tapped out or submitted, but it's getting harder and harder to deal with the riding of Bowers, and the pressure just wears you out.
Bowers flattening out Pereira now with 2 minutes to go. What an opening round for the 29-year-old, originally from St. James, Minnesota, now fighting at Next Edge Academy in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. A few more hammer fists.
A huge round for Bowers. I like how you said that. Immediately gets the takedown. Best case scenario, dry, great for the grappler, and really making the most of this round. You know, riding and striking and looking for submissions.
Watch your left foot. Get your left foot free. Get your left foot free.
No Alex Pereira in the corner of Aline tonight. He actually wasn't in the corner last fight when she got her first professional win. So a little bit of the pressure was off not having brother in the corner.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Third MMA fight in just 10 months. Training with Glover Teixeira and Teixeira MMA and Fitness, originally from Sao Paulo, Brazil, but now training in Danbury, Connecticut.
You know, I want to say, Parriott, I want to give her credit for weathering the storm so far. You can tell her jiu-jitsu has gone up. She's been working her back defense. She's more efficient here, right? Even though she's working and she's maybe is losing, she's not using a tremendous amount of energy. And, you know, she's trying to weather and get through this round here.
Good point.
And, you know, Bowers needs to make the most out of these last 29, 30 seconds here. Oh, Wow, getting under the chin, 20 seconds to go.
Oh, can Aline Pereira hang on? Cheyanne Bowers, the rear naked choke.
10 seconds to go.
Time winding down.
She is squeezing tight under the chin.
Wow. Survival from Aline Pereira. What a submission attempt and what a dominant first round for Cheyanne Bowers. Man, I mean, would you consider that being a 10-8 round, Gil?
You know, I would consider that. I'm not too sure I'm at liberty to give that 10-8, but yes, you know, control, dominating, did some damage. Not a huge amount of damage, but then that rear naked choke at the
Almost
end.
finished.
You know, in Japan, we'll call that a catch, right? That's a catch right there, near submission under the chin. You could even see it on Pereira's face, who doesn't have any sort of action or doesn't really give too many expressions, but she was in trouble, and that last 20 seconds there. And credit to Bowers for going for the finish right here. She made the right move and nearly succeeded.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to see more 10-8 rounds when they're deserved. I would give that to Bowers. I mean, because of almost finishing the fight there at the end, in control from the beginning, doing some damage. But give Aline Pereira credit for surviving, and now we'll see if she is able to maybe fend off the takedowns and keep this fight standing up.
Yeah, I think Aline was a little aggressive at the beginning, and now she has to go back to single strikes. One strike, defend. One strike, defend, until she starts getting a read on the takedown.
Bowers punching her way in, looking for another takedown, working the single leg, and gets it.
Still in the scramble here. Can Aline sprawl out, get to her feet? Still in a good wrestling scramble. Bowers did a great job pulling that left arm out, switching it to a double leg now. Climbing her way up, pulling Aline's ankles off the fence, lifting them up. As she lifts those legs up, it becomes harder for Pereira to stand up.
LFA 168 preliminary bouts here on YouTube and Facebook. Glad you could be with us here from the Mystic Lake Casino. Ron Kruk and Gilbert Melendez. Main card starts at 8 Central on UFC Fight Pass. If you haven't done so, get to UFCFightPass.com and sign up today. UFC Fight Pass, your exclusive home for Legacy Fighting Alliance.
Bowers doing a great job of using her legs to trap the legs of Pereira. Trying to be a straight jacket, making Pereira carry all her weight, driving into her.
Very impressive performance by Bowers so far. Started training Gil only 4 years ago. She had a competitive running career, did cross country, was basketball, track and field in high school.
No kidding, huh? What a great athlete. And I have to say, if you're doing cross country and track, you're going to be in fantastic shape. The cross country gets you in shape. The track will make you explosive.
Competed in cross country and track and field at South Dakota State. Home of the, oh, help you out, Jackrabbits.
Oh, okay, that was a tough one for me.
Yeah,
I was on the spot. I got nervous.
Guy from California, not spending a lot of time in South Dakota. I get it. Hope to be back in the great state of South Dakota.
Well, for 4 years, man, Bowers has come a long way. Great wrestling. Looks like she's been training her wrestling and grappling for 10 years. Doing a really good job. One hook in and one wrist control. Opposite leg control, opposite wrist control. And just laying her weight down, hipping down, chipping away with some punches here. Punch, punch, looking for choke. Punch, punch, looking for choke.
Under 2 minutes to go. And again, 29-year-old Cheyanne Bowers in control of Aline Pereira, who is really has no answer right now, Gil.
Yeah, it's just, it feels like it's getting deeper and deeper in this hole, you know, fighting it out, trying to get up, but Bowers just gaining ground inch by inch. And I really believe she really wants this rear naked choke. She keeps jabbing away, landing some ground and pound, not too vicious, but she's really trying to get that arm right under the chin of Aline. She's getting closer and closer here.
Now mounting up, and hammer fist coming down, raining down to the side of the face of Aline Pereira. And then transitions to the back again.
So 1 minute left, and I like Bowers' mindset. You know, the time is getting closer. She dominated the round. Now she's going for 1 minute left instead of 30. This is a huge position. Oh, she's under the neck. This is tough. A lot of
time.
This is tough here. Doesn't quite have the grip, but under the neck.
Wow.
Under the chin.
Right back to it. What a performance by Cheyanne Bowers right now. Aline Pereira has just been in survival mode.
Yeah, Aline Pereira, she momentarily gave up the mount in order to escape the back, and then we saw some vicious ground and pound from Bowers. Ultimately, Aline had to give her back up again and nearly got choked out.
Maybe not as dominant of a round as we saw in the opening frame, but big time performance by Cheyanne Bowers. Looking for her first victory in the LFA Octagon, comes in with just a 1-1 record. And as we mentioned, just started training in MMA about 4 years ago.
Well, she's definitely on the radar. Bowers is doing a great job tonight. This will be a great win for her. Here's her takedown, head on the outside single, runs the pipe down. Aline's still in it, right? She's still in this, but then the left arm comes out across the body. Bowers gets the takedown, and then we see some mean ground and pound. Hammer fist, hammer fist. Aline gives up the mount. More hammer fist, gives up the back. Bowers continues and looks for the choke. Bowers doing a great job out here. You don't give that round a 10-8?
I wouldn't do, not that one, not that one.
It looked just like the first round to me.
To me, didn't do as much damage, and I don't think although the rear naked choke was tight, I don't think it was as close to a finish as I saw in the first round.
Excellent, excellent.
Sound like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, MMA judging, that's next for me. Cheyanne Bowers, Aline Pereira, third and final round. Gil, we know the kickboxing background for Pereira. Glory veteran, you know, fought some of the best, including Tiffany Dansus, Brazilian national kickboxing champ, WGP kickboxing champ, but she has not been able to maintain that distance and actually do anything to fend off these takedowns.
Well, this is the mixed martial arts game, and not necessarily the best strikers in the world are the best MMA fighters in the world. Some of the greatest strikers cannot compete in MMA because they don't know how to defend takedowns. But believe it or not, Pereira's jiu-jitsu is great. Oh, she would have been done in 1 minute in the first round. She knows how to defend the back. She just has a very tough grappler that she's facing right now that's riding her. But Pereira would have been choked out. She would have been mounted and finished in 1 minute if she didn't have grappling. She's getting better and better, though, and she's not taking a lot of damage. I think she's going to keep climbing the ladder, and then one day you're going to see her do what her brother did to Jan Blachowicz, which is neutralize the takedown, discourage them, and just start knocking people out. You know, but she's going to keep gaining ground in her jiu-jitsu, and this is a big learning experience if she doesn't get up right now and get a finish.
Well, interestingly enough, her brother Alex also lost his pro MMA debut before going on a 7-fight win streak, including winning that UFC title. But Pereira here tonight, she's going to need a finish here in the third round if she's going to escape with a victory.
And I think Bowers would make a statement if she can get Pereira out of here. If she can get more vicious on some of these strikes. She has it in her. We saw her take a little bit of risk, try to hit a little bit harder, put her away a little bit more. Yeah, she's opening up now. Here it comes.
Under 3 minutes to go. Final round. And our final 168 prelim.
Here we go.
Cheyanne Bowers teeing off.
Ooh, she's grabbing the fence though.
For Chris Clavita taking a close look. Man, what a statement this would be if Cheyanne Bowers was able to finish this fight.
Yes, it would be a statement. Bowers doing a great job with the back take right here. Looks like she's about to fall off sometimes, but always regains it. Just a really good back ride.
Working the ribs now.
Left heel back hard. Really bring that across the belly. Really pull that
Bowers a purple belt in BJJ.
2 minutes, Cheyanne.
Strong grappling background. And you can just see the frustration on the face of Aline Pereira. Trying to push off the cage and escape. This is a tough night here in the LFA Octagon. Third MMA fight in just 10 months. And both of Pereira's fights have gone the full 15 minutes.
Well, I like that she's throwing herself in the fire, and these are huge learning moments.
Right.
You level up, win or lose, you learn a lot.
Known as the boss, Cheyanne Bowers. Looking very much like her nickname all over.
Definitely a boss performance.
And she came in as a slight underdog, wasn't a major underdog, was plus 125. But this still would be the biggest win of her career. Again, at the top of the hour, Legacy Fighting Alliance number 168 main card action on UFC Fight Pass. Battle of Minnesota, Sean McPadden and Mitch McKee, the former University of Minnesota All-American wrestler, in action. And now, speaking of action, Cheyanne Bowers.
My goodness. Great attempt by Bowers to go for it at the end.
Oh, wow. Absolutely almost pulled off. Armbar, and Pereira with 5 seconds left finally got off the map, but it was all 29-year-old Cheyanne Bowers tonight. Man.
Huge win for Bowers, complete domination.
100%. Returns to her home state, coming off her first win as a pro, and what a performance. Training with Next Edge Academy. Saw Ross Friedman in her corner, that is her fiance.
Short time, Bowers goes for the armbar. Almost finishes it. I like her mindset, man. The last 30 seconds, last minute of every round, she looked for the finish, took the risk, very calculated, smart, and great performance for Cheyanne, the boss Bowers. Again, a boss performance for her tonight.
Well said. I mean, that's what the UFC wants, finishers. And Cheyanne Bowers did everything in her power to take Pereira out. Just wasn't able to finish it, but what a performance. Tough night for Aline, the 32-year-old from Sao Paulo. Now training with Glover Teixeira, our man. Shout out to Glover and Teixeira MMA in Connecticut. We are ready for the decision. We go back inside once again, Mike Kendall.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the judges score this bout 30-26, 30-26, and 30-25, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Cheyanne the Boss Bowers.
Nice win for the boss. Cheyanne Bowers earns her first W in the LFA and improves to 2-1 overall. She made her pro debut at LFA 144 last October. That was in Sioux Falls, and lost via round 2 armbar. Since then, she has reeled off 2 straight victories. Well, that is going to do it for the LFA 168 preliminary bouts here on Facebook and YouTube. All LFA prelims air on the Facebook and YouTube page at LFA Fighting. And of course, main card going down 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. Mitch McKee and Sean McPadden, that is your main event. For my broadcast partners, Mike Kendall, Gilbert Melendez, I'm Ron Kruk. We'll see you over on UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m. Thanks for watching, everyone.
This is as real as it gets, and it's mind-blowing.
I love everything about that fight.
These are the moments that the fighters live for. I can't wait. Kicked him in the face. Rose.
We will all witness a piece of UFC history.
Unbelievable. You're sitting home watching this, and you just go, holy shit. The double tap does what he wants.
Master, teach me Kung Fu.
One of the most epic fights.
There's nothing I do better in this life than fighting.
Unbroken, baby. This team is unbroken.
We have a sport with some of the best athletes in the world.
Boom!
One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see.
Oh!
The UFC has never been stronger.
It does not get any better. That is good. This is a crazy sport, ladies and gentlemen.